Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is David, this is David K Reacts, and here on this channel I ramble, with articulation I hope, about a variety of different video, audio and musical elements of the videos I watch. And today we are long overdue back with Voctave. I realise I think I missed them in my last rotation, or at least they were a long time ago. And they are well due to be on the channel again. And I was talking with a friend of mine on the ship last week about movie music. And it got me thinking, you know what? The Great Movie Medley has been sitting there for a hot second waiting for me to get to it. And I was going to do a movie theme month. And I realized I could probably be a bit more specific than that and do a couple of things over time. And also, movie music is so vast. I mean, so is video game music, but there's less history to choose from. Movie music, rather, going back over 100 years, there's so much to pick. And there's no... Movie music itself isn't a genre. It's a delivery medium. If you look at The Godfather, the music that's in that, you compare that to something like The Avengers. That's orchestral music, but at two different scales. You take Tron Legacy and the electronic music that was featured in that. You know, you can go all over the place with music. You look at one of the most famous pieces of music in the... or most famous musical moments in movies of all time, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, is famous because there's a chunk in it with no music, and that makes a statement. So I think it's one of those things where it's just such a vast medium, and it has so much more of a history. I'm just scrap the idea of doing a movie theme month. I'm going to do other... I'll work that in other ways. Let's put it that way. But the Great Movie Medley with Voctave has been sitting there for me for a while. I've not got much to say about it because I have deliberately not looked at what they're going to be singing. I hope I know it all. But I mean, there's, you know, it's going to be iconic. Jamey's medleys are always incredible. He picks really good music. It's Voctave, so it's going to be amazing. And it's 10 years old. So it's, you know, we know that we're dealing with music pre-2016. When actually was it released? That is a great question. I just saw 10 years ago listed. Yeah, 17th of June 2016. So I'm only just over the decade anniversary of this particular piece. So I'm excited to see what they do. Yes, you may or may not have just heard one of my friends in the background there. You'll notice I'm in a different setting once again. That's because I am cat-sitting right now. They may or may not make an appearance. They're a little shyer than Timmy, at least with me. But Towton over here... No, that's Jigs. Jigs is making himself known. So if you hear some noise in the background, that'll be why. And maybe they'll make an appearance. But I've only been doing it for a few days, so they're a little bit nervous around me. Still not nervous, but I don't know if they're quite ready for their screen debut yet. Anyway, yes, so I will say welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. If it is, the way this works, I watch it through from beginning to end, commenting and emoting over the top. I will then go back and watch it a second time, this time pausing, interrupting, and offering what commentary and analysis I feel I can, based on the foreknowledge of the one prior viewing, as well as what I'd just seen and heard that in the moment. If you are just here for the reaction, the first quarter or so of this video will be good for you. Please do watch it. You don't have to watch the rest if you don't want to. Do check down below in the description. You will find a link to the original video and to Voctave's channel. They are the artists. I am merely analyzing their work, so please go and check out the original before you watch this. And I will just say, please do hit the like and subscribe buttons and the notification bell. And... Well, I lost my own blurb for a minute there. If you would care to support the channel, you could do so at buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts, at patreon.com/DavidKReacts, or by leaving a super thanks here on YouTube. More details at the end of the video. Lastly, two quick things. I am working on my laptop because I am cat-sitting. Sorry, had to stop there. There might be a couple of unintentional cuts in this one because one of the cats is trying to jump on the fridge. There are blockades in place to stop him from doing so, and I think he just discovered a way to circumvent them, so I might have to be on cat watch duty. Anyway, I would normally say apologies for slight audio glitches because I have dodgy internet. However, I have since discovered I think it might actually be my laptop's audio playback because I'm on very solid internet right here. and on a different set of headphones, and a different set again to the ones I had on the boat last week. So I've now tried this with 3 sets of headphones, 2 of them Bluetooth, 1 cabled, and there are slight audio skips on all of them. So I think it's actually to do with my laptop, for which my apologies. I experience them more than you do. You get them more as cuts of silence, I think, and just little clips of it, whereas I actually hear some white noise. So apologies if there is a little bit of that going on. And I think that's about everything. So without any further delay, let's bring up Voctave and the Great Movie Medley. Oh, what a great way to start. A very natural way to show off Kate's voice to start this. I like that. Oh, it shows off their harmony, their versatility, their articulation. Great choice. I mean, I have my feelings about Harry Potter right now, but the music is unquestionably brilliant. Oh, I love this piece of music. Oh, that's so good. I love the articulation of the backing. Oh. They're just showing off. This is so good for their big sound. And it's only 9 people, I see. Oh, what a great transition. Also, cycling off into the air, up, we see them in space, now we're in space. Storyline on point. Such a good piece of music. Oh my goodness, the sequel trilogy is started over a decade ago. That's... Hello, Superman. Again, fabulous piece. Oh, Kate at the top. So good. Oh, Hook! I'd forgotten this piece. That visual with the birds. lovely.
All of the family home here with me.
It sounded like Jurassic Park for a minute. Oh! This might be one of my favourite film scores ever. Oh, they nailed that. So good. Nice. Oh, that was a great transition, actually. Oh. Yes! Bravo! Oh, that is really good. I love the choice of music throughout. That was fantastic. Absolute classic movies with those kind of songs. Like, there's a lot of iconic songs out there. You know, The Godfather. Very, very iconic. But these are the ones that get into your head and you hum them for the next week, right? Hook maybe a little less so, I suppose. But, you know, who doesn't get Star Wars or Superman or Indiana Jones caught in their head just the second you hear it? They're incredibly... I mean, this could almost be the John Williams movie medley, really, couldn't it? I don't know. There's a couple of pieces there. I don't know who wrote them. I don't know if they were him or not. But it might... Hang on. Is this a John Williams movie medley secretly? It is. Okay, there we go. I was suddenly going through the list and I was like, wait. Yeah. Okay, well played. It took me a second to catch on to that, but well played. Yeah, the Great Movie Medley, yes. The Great John Williams Medley, too. And the Great Movie Medley is a catchier hook. But I feel like you could say either and people would get the same vibe. It's just such incredible music. I mean, I will say one of the things I have always joked about John Williams' music is represented here, which is his tendency to begin things with a 1-5 or a 5-1, one or the other. You know, if you think about the music that we hear in this da 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 dum 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 dum, that's all 1 and 5. But bum ba 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 bum, and then ba da ba da da dum ba da. It's all 1s and 5s. It's a big thing that he does. He does it with Star Wars. It's it's there a lot. And they actually used that quite effectively at one point. I think the transitions in this, oh my goodness, Jamey is on fire in this with some of the transitions between arrangements. And like I said, I love things like the simple fact that going through E.T., you go from being on land, and then you have, the cycling, the bike taking off with E.T. in the basket, and then you get that lovely shot flying against the moon. And then we cut to Star Wars, which takes place in space. There's a narrative segue between two completely different movies. I love that. Just really smart thinking. And I don't know how much of that was deliberate, because obviously it doesn't really follow elsewhere. But that is an inspired choice to follow E.T. I love that. That was really good. This is a wonderful medley. Let's go back to the beginning, watch it again, because there's going to be a lot here to discuss. Obviously a little bit less visually in this one, as with a lot of Voctave videos. It's more about the performance than it is, and getting to see who's singing at any particular moment, than it is about anything else. But yeah, just give me a second. I'm just going to check the description for any other information. Okay, here we go again. I mean, masterful choice to start with Kate doing this. It's lovely. I love the fact that later on we're going to have super deep notes from JC. Like, we've got this wonderful spread throughout Voctave, and starting with one of their kind of standout performers. I mean, they're all standout performers, don't get me wrong, but one who does something at an extreme vocal range, doing something that naturally sits at that range. Amazing choice. Also, I love this setup. Just the music stands, the black, everyone wearing black, and the red curtain behind, but a really deep red. And it's not super lit. It's not like there's a vibrancy in this. The focus is on them. The vibrancy is in their faces and their voices. And I really like that decision. I think that's nice. The way they creep in, ooh, slowly coming in, so good. Oh, and then the build up to that, wah, so sudden. And it's, you've come from this, you get the quiet beginning with just Kate, you add in the three ladies slowly, and it becomes a little bit more of a build, and then it's build, and then off it goes. It's gone. Like, we're suddenly in a completely different vibe. I love it. And a great choice to go from this lovely, slow legato thing into a slightly quicker, more staccato arrangement. And like I said when I was watching it through, their articulation in this, one person's articulation, yeah, they're all good. But together, this is a Voctave thing. There's up to 11 of them at any given moment, and they could all sing this simultaneously, and it would sound, to a certain extent, like one person, in the sense that you don't get what one of my music teachers used to call a gas leak. Which was at the end of a thing. Let's say you were finishing on the word pieces or something like that, and you sing pieces, and everybody comes off the S at a slightly different time. And so from the audience, you hear this sort of says as different people come off. The absolute, let me not hit my computer because that's going to wobble the camera, sorry. The absolute precision of them, just the length of every note down to a fine detail. It's fantastic. And I love that choice too, as we switch between the ladies and the gents here. They've set up the note that the guys are going to take over, so it's just a natural flow between them. Not just transitions between songs, but transitions between moments in this. Jamey has just absolutely nailed every time. I like their use of silence too. Ba-da-da-da-da. They're not trying to fill those blanks with anything extra. It is just silence. There's nothing happening for a hot second. I really like that. It's a good choice. It gives us a little bit more space in the canvas, which, when you've got a group that can be as big as Voctave, it's nice to hear them be small sometimes too, even to the point where none of them is singing for a second. I also like, just before we go into the next theme, I also quite like the fact that when they're choosing moments to show, they show moments from across series. We're not just getting it from a film. We see the different ages of Potter and his friends there. We see different Star Wars characters. Like I say, the fact that we see Finn, and it's just like, oh my goodness, hello, we're 10 years old and we've already got to the sequel trilogy. That's kind of nice, because obviously these things were written for specific movies, but especially with a lot of Williams' stuff, carries on throughout the franchise. And so showing moments from the whole franchise makes a great deal of sense, because it's the theme that's being celebrated, not a specific movie. I love this simple shift here. We just a simple shift up. It's just a simple shift up that sounds so very natural, but it is setting up the key of E.T. So simple, and it makes for such a smooth transition. Yes, the takeover into E.T. is a very sudden shift of rhythms, but there's no musical clash from a tonality perspective because we've already done the work to get there. Really, really nice. Oh, the volume work here, so good. This crescendo through. And it's this, and we cut back. The accompaniment pulls right back again. So what we're really building to is Kate's solo. She's getting another moment to show off. We've built up to it. We've given her this big lead in. It's lovely. And I love that. I said it in the thing. Here's this shot, the space shot, but this very staccato thing. While over the top, you have this very long, flowing phrase. So accompanying it with a very staccato element gives us a lot of texture that could easily be missing. That was a really lovely choice. The kids' expressions in this movie are so good. I love it. Da, 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 da. Going up to the ninth there, or it's a second, or the ninth. We say, this is a musical thing. Da, 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 da. There's our tonic. So that's the octave up, which is still a tonic. It's still the thing, but we consider it sort of almost the eighth because it's an octave higher than where we started the basis of the tune. So when you go da, it's technically dum. It's the second degree of the scale, but if you made a chord out of notes, starting with that dum as your tonic, that would be your one. And so by the time you got up to the second degree of the scale of the next octave, you're actually talking about a 9. So that's why I say the ninth. So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right? That's the rationale for that. In case you didn't know. A lot of people who watch my channel understand music theory already, and a lot don't. I had asked a little while ago if folks wanted me to do some stuff about music theory to help you better understand music. And a lot of people said yes. So that is going to be something that's going to be in the works later on this year. And it's nice because we've had this which then makes the ba 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 ba, and she hits that note, the da is almost anticipating it, because then dum, ba-da-da-da-dum, it almost becomes a 2-5, da-da-da, 2-5-1, which is one of the most common chord progressions in music for sealing up something at the end of a phrase, or moving into a next phrase, which is what we're doing here. The fact that she hits the 9th actually makes the 8th a bigger note, because we're anticipating it. Lovely stuff. Oh, actually, they do 2-4-1 technically, but the 4 is arguably a passing note. But anyway, I'm getting into the weeds there. And it makes it so much bigger. Way back when, I spoke to a metal guitarist. I had a few guitar lessons with him back in the day, and he worked for a metal band that used classical music. And I spoke to him about some of the work that he did on the orchestration for their songs. And he said the things that often make it feel bigger are the little embellishments. There's a little flute doing over the top somewhere that's nothing to do with the melody or the counter melody. It's just a little embellishment that happens. But because it's up there at the top and it fills out the thing, it adds an extra breath. That's kind of what Kate's doing here. She's got these long held notes, and yes, she's impressive. But what she's also doing is adding a form of embellishment on the top of this arrangement, therefore expanding the breadth of it. I mean, big John Williams moments fit a large sound so well. And Voctave is just purpose-built for this kind of thing, I think. It's so big, it's so grand. They're spectacular for John Williams. They really are. Also, going back to my 1-5, 1-1-5, da 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 da, 1-5, da 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 1-5. He does it everywhere. It's just a very common thing in John Williams music, especially around this era. Oh, yes, getting back to my point. I love that bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. The breath, the breath in the music, not the people. The music at that moment adds an emotional bite. Are we going on to the next song in the medley? No, we're going to sit back on here, but we're going to come back to it more peacefully than this big bombastic sound we've just had. Actually, I want to... Lovely stuff. And we get it sung by 2 solos before it then starts filling out and we rush towards Star Wars. That is a really good thing. And ba-ba-ba-bum-bum. Like, just notice what we're doing here. 1-5, ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba. 1-5. Hang on a second. Da 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 da. They are so close. I had never noticed that before. E.T. 1-5 4-3 2-3 1-5. Star Wars 1-5 4-3 2-1-5. The only difference is it doesn't go up to the 3, but he reverses. Rather than continuing down to the 1, we jump up to the 1. Of course, the rhythm's different as well in the context of it, and the accompaniment, blah, 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 blah. But the melody is one note different, technically, if you discount octaves. I had never noticed that before. I know some of his stuff, you know, it's not referential per se, but he uses similar motifs sometimes. I hadn't caught that one before. I love what they're doing with this, the accompaniment. It's a very sudden, it's very quick. They're cramming it into a very, very small space. They're making it sound incredibly martial, even though it's only voices. That's great. Yeah, it could easily be ba 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 da ba 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 da ba ba ba. That slightly slower pace we get elsewhere in the song, but he's got bra ba ba. It's very, very rapid. I like that. And here again, great use of Kate. She's got such a lot of stuff to do in this, and she's a real workhorse in this one. This is like she's filling in. Is it the strings that play that? I can't remember now. I can't think what instrument's playing it, but that's going throughout this whole thing, and she is filling in for that and really filling that gap. Like bringing an orchestral piece down to 9 voices. You're going to lose a lot along the way. What's remarkable with Voctave is they managed to lose a lot and still include so much. And that's a great example of that. Lovely choice to drop down to the do's. The guys are doing a little bit more legato work here as well. I mean, the whole thing's a bit more legato. But the guys on these longer notes in the accompaniment, I really, really like that as a choice. But yeah, I think the tonal change from the ah to the ooh is great for this moment because it is a little bit more reflective. And then again, it makes it gives it a moment of vibrancy. It's a strident quality. It's almost like a trumpet call blasting out. Lovely choice. Oh, this transition is so good. But also, I really like what they did with this. Also, I forgot there were so many scenes from episode 7. Yeah. Oh, wow. Time flies. I feel like since the time of darkness we shall not mention, the pandemic, time has become a little bit more blurred for me. Anyone else feel that? Like I feel like I can roughly gauge by how long things happened before 2020, but I have no concept of how long ago that was from now. Maybe that's just me getting old. I don't know. I like that moment, actually. The shared glance between... You can only see Sarah's face properly, but the smile says it all. That's a really cute moment for both of them. I like that. And the shrug of the shoulders, too. And I like what they've done here. There's a couple of da who are just staying on one note, and things moving around them, not necessarily just above or below. There's things crossing that line and things like that. It's giving it this very full feeling. And I love the ba, because what's interesting is that is technically the moment the transition starts. Are the first notes of the next song, technically, but they're also part of Star Wars. This is the great thing with John Williams, right? Because he does have he writes so many memorable themes, and yet because there are some similarities, you can do this blurred lines thing where we're now in Superman, but you don't necessarily feel you've got there yet because we're also finishing off Star Wars. Great stuff. Oh, the breadth of these chords, the depth we've got JC going down to. You get Kate coming in right here, right at the top. This slow build. I really like what they've done here, actually. We build up, then we build down, then we build up again. It's really nice how this has been constructed. We're not just going in one direction, building chords going up all the time. And then that last one kind of skyrockets up. That's lovely, lovely musical building. One, 1, 5, da 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 da. Sorry, I have to point it out. I love having JC down there. Dum bum ba bum. We've gone up this dum bum. A very trumpet call kind of feel to it. Big tuba note down at the bottom to balance it out. Really, really nice. I love that slide. The slide, that's so good. You know, if you ask me to choose, like, if you, who's my favorite DC superhero? Batman by a million miles. Nothing else in DC really comes close to it for me personally, and that's my personal taste. And I am going to get atted so hard for this, I know. Musically speaking, however, if you look at Danny Elfman versus John Williams, the Batman score from Tim Burton's movies, which I absolutely adore, versus Superman from John Williams, that gets really... They do two very different things. If I want a dark score, Elfman. If I want a happy score, Williams, obviously. But they are two such iconic pieces of early superhero music. Well, early for... Obviously, there were movies made, decades before these. But, this I feel like these were real standouts in the superhero canon. Wonderful stuff. Truly wonderful. And they were excellent movies as well. Not all of the early Supermen were great, but for their time and for what they had to work with, I think they made some really good movies. Some interesting choices in it, like Turning Back Time and what have you. But yeah, this is a Superman piece of music. This says Superman to me in a really, really strong way. And I don't identify particularly with Superman, and I don't particularly, he's a good character, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't go out of my way to watch Superman over some other characters. But I will listen to this music in a heartbeat. I really would. It's so good. Speaking of which... There's just a tiny crescendo through those chords. It's so lovely. Really just pushes home the power of them. And I love the da. And I think it resolves. Yeah, it does. Sorry, I have to keep poking these into my ears, otherwise I start losing a tiny bit of the lower end. But there's a lovely resolution there, and that it's just the use of suspensions here and there in this is so good, and I really love that one because it's a symbol da 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 under this this very big slide up that's very forceful. I love that. 5 5 1 5 5 1 5 1. Just gotta say it. And having Kate fill in this top end here, I can't remember what instrument plays this in the actual score. Absolutely wonderful having it in there, and the fact that she can get up there and do it at that register. Ooh. That transition is so good. The fact that you have the bum, it just makes that shift. You just slide between music effortlessly. I cannot get over the quality of... Jamey's work is always brilliant, but there is a real subtlety that he's using here, which I think John Williams also permits. But he's absolutely nailed the order and where to slip these transitions in. I love that shift. Slight key change. And again. And again. I love sliding that in. That's fantastic. The levity that they've got in this at this point. This it's so wonderful. Even though you've got the basses anchoring the arrangement, there is a levity to this that feels like flying. And I think going from, again, narrative speaking, going from Superman to Peter Pan, going from two characters who could, between two characters who can fly, absolutely wonderful stuff. You want to come say hi? Hello? You going to say hi to your fans? You don't know you have fans yet, do you? Hello. This is Jigs, by the way. One of my two cats I'm cat sitting. He just came up to say hi. I'm on a long bench, and he just came up and plopped himself down next to me. Oh, you want to come? I am honoured. You come up on my lap? You can sit here while I do my reacting. Or my analysing. Here you go. Okay, there might be a tail-end shot, that's why. This is so nice too, because there's a lovely legato quality. These longer notes, but then still cut up with some staccato. Whereas, like Superman, there's long notes. There aren't long phrases. Long. And then this underneath to counterpoint it. Oh. The shift into that too. What's almost shocking in a way about this is that we've suddenly gone into sung lyrics, which we haven't had until this point. It's all been instrumental. Sorry, I just have to say hi to the boy. Yes, he just flopped on the table. Such a gorgeous piece. And again, that just between those two sections, the way they build. You've gone from, you can see even Tiffany, this kind of, at most, and then here. That shift, the gradual shift as her mouth opens. It's easy to tell on her as she's in shot. This kind of thing. We've gone to a much wider sound now. I pushed that a little bit. Not the greatest description, but you know what I mean. We've gone to a much bigger sound, and it just subtly happens in those couple of notes. Adding in the guys more heavily. And having the lower end singing this with this robust harmonic legato line over the top of it. Beautiful stuff. Now I've got cat hair on my nose. Oh, it's so good. It's such beautiful music. And I love how they bring Kate down at that point in time to prepare for the point where the basses are going to take over. All of the contemporary Voctave basses have beautiful voices as well, but it is lovely hearing JC sing this. His voice is so gorgeous down there. trying to think what he's singing down there. I don't have I'm not close to a piano right now. But there is one here. I'm going to go and find out. Be right back. So I think he's singing a C sharp 2 down there, which is incredible. I'm not 100% sure. I think that's what it was. I had to run to double check, but... Oh, beautiful. Before we hit Jurassic Park, that is tearing me up again. My goodness, this is such a lovely, lovely piece, and that just the balance they've struck here. This shift. Sorry, I'm going to go back a little further. I love that moment where the melody is still living in my memory. It's still being sung by one of the ladies, but the men have such a feature for a second there, these lower harmonies coming through and what have you. I think that's lovely. But the fact that one lady is still involved, I'm not sure who it was. It's probably, I think, Tiffany, but I'm not 100% certain. Makes it so easy to then transition back. So you just take back over again so easily. And I love this. The Lulu-ah, Lulu-ah, whatever the notes are that are being sung, but this change between the Lu and the Ah, you get this lovely shift, this sort of swell of sound and back again. Really nice. And then the choice to have family home here again with me, all sung by everybody. It's just, that hits home, doesn't it? It's such a remarkable piece anyway, but just that the way they've changed how different people are participating in this to finally come together as a whole. Magic. Magic! Home here with me. And listen to this. There's Jurassic Park finishing off Home Alone. So the transition is so clean. That is so good. So very good. There's that ninth again. We're kind of implying that do is our one. So that's 9, 10. Second to the third. We repeat it. And it da 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 da. What is it? I'm going to completely restart what I was just saying because I recorded that whole section and made such a pig's breakfast of it that I couldn't even understand what I was saying by the end of it. So, we have... So it's 5, 9, 10. We're back to that concept of, you know, technically we've gone down. So da 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 da. Da, 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 da. That's technically the 5 under, but let's, for the sake of argument, just carry on with what I was saying before. So da 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 da. Firstly, this beautiful, seamless slide up from Tiffany there. Absolutely gorgeous. But 5, 9, 10, repeated. And now you get 5, 6, 9. So we're still hitting that 9, but we're hitting it with a different context, coming down we shift into a completely different tone. Same piece of music, but the way this is being used is so interesting because it's that subtle shade. Dum dum dum. Where are we? Bum 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 ba da bum ba da bum ba da da da. It's such an interesting shift. I love that. But what a smooth transition into the piece. Also, I love that we cut to only Sarah for this. Perfect. And the slightly breathy quality is also really nice because it gives us a contrast against the solos we've been having from Kate that have this kind of clarion quality to them. That's great too. See, that's a completely different tone. And I love that the clarion version of it comes in right as we hit all these beautiful harmonies. But it allows the one from Sarah to have this ethereal quality. That it's drifting in the mist. Kind of the way that Isla Nublar does. Lovely stuff. Oh, that harmony! We've got a major seventh and a major seventh and a tonic. You know what that is? Da-dum. Da-dum. It's a semitone. It's just used in such a different way in this piece of harmony, but what a lovely way to foreshadow what's coming. And you can't miss it either. That's deliberate. I am certain that is foreshadowing. I love that you have all this going on at the top, and then we start with this right in the middle of the group's range. Spectacular choice. The men come in with a slightly lower harmony, and it just pulls us. There's a groundedness. We've had this wispy, aerial quality to this, and now we get the groundedness of we're here at Jurassic Park. I love the fact that they time it with the Brachiosaurus stepping. We get a sense of weight about it. It's lovely. And it's lovely we stay down there for that whole section. It gives us, again, this sense of groundedness. It sets up a foundation for everything else to follow. And it's so big! I love that. Also, I know we've changed what dinosaurs look like now in our understanding of them, but can we talk about how well this CGI still holds up? Like, this was 90-something. 4, 5? I don't know. 3? Even? This looks still so good. This specifically. Does it hold up to today's standards? Of course it doesn't. But it still looks really good. That down there, just a little bit of tension building. Oh! Listen to what the lower parts are doing here. So good! Hang on. he seamlessly brings Jaws in. Oh, that is so good. I love the articulation here. This bottom, 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 bum, bum, bottom, bum, bum, bottom, because the emphasis is actually on that the lower note, right? We all you say somebody sing Jaws, more often than not they'll just go bottom, bottom, bum 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 bum, and that's not it. It is this bum bum bottom bum bum bottom, and it's the semitone is the famous part, but there is something about the boom on that lower note that adds to the tension and the horror of the situation. And a lot of the times that gets forgotten, and it is where the emphasis sits in the music. And I've heard it played live with the Toronto Symphony Orchestra playing along with the movie. Fun fact, that was about, 2 years ago, and that was the first time I'd ever seen Jaws. Maybe 3 years ago. I don't know how. I knew all the hit beats from it that made it, beautiful cinematography or just a famous movie, but I'd never actually seen it. And then I saw it live with the orchestra. And I think if there was ever a film I was going to see live with the orchestra, and that was the first time I was going to see it, that might have been it. It was just magical. Because the score is such an important part of that movie. It really, really... And the way I love it as a story of how John Williams was told, what's this? This is nothing. And then you put it into the film and all of a sudden it's terrifying. Brilliant stuff. We gloss past Jaws fairly quickly, but I love that there is the touch to the ba-ba-ba. There's that big kind of French horn section in it that, again, gets forgotten quite a lot, I think, because it's not as famous as the dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. But I love that. I think just a little bit of a gloss to it. You don't need to do much with Jaws for everybody to get what's going on, right? And again, he's done it again. What's the notes? Bum 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 bum. Ba-da-dum bum. He's turned, because what's a semitone? Da-dum. One, augmented one, so C sharp, or anything like that. So the first note and the augmented, a sharp first, is a semitone. What is also a semitone? The third note and the fourth note of a scale. Bum, 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 bum. There is a semitone. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-dum, bum. Indiana Jones starts with a semitone. Jamey freaking nailed this. And the order is a part of it, because the order has enabled him to do all these amazing transitions. Bum, 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 bum. Bum ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum. Again, this ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da. You get such an instrumental quality from the way they're singing. Ba-da-da. That at the end has almost no weight on it whatsoever. It's almost a throwaway note as a propellant into the next iteration of that. It's wonderful stuff. Again, this lovely descent through the chorus too, which Voctave can do because of their people, right? I love that we're getting a bunch of little solo moments here. This is really nice. You get EJ, then you get Jamey. JC. Kurt. And the sound! Oh my goodness! This tears me up just from the force of the sound. Their sound is so big, it's so satisfying. There's a relief to hearing them hit final chords on things because it's so big and meaningful. And a lovely help. 1 minute. That is a beautiful C2 there from JC underneath everybody. Ah, that is so freaking good. This whole medley, I know how good Voctave's performances are. Moments blow me away. Voctave doesn't, because I know it's going to be amazing. I come into it expecting amazing. What amazes me about Voctave performances is a combination of how well arranged they are and how well every single member uses their voice and how Jamey knows how to use them so well. Like, he's a magician with these people. He knows them so well. He knows exactly what their voice can do. He hears it. He goes, there's this funny Morse code bit at the top of Superman. Let's have Kate sing that up at that range because she can. We need a timpani moment at the end. Well, obviously, JC's going to do that. I mean, those two are kind of a given because they're at the extremes. But even the way they filter in, that choice to have Sarah and that breathy quality to her voice for the introduction of Jurassic Park. I mean, beautiful, spot on, perfect. I love it. I love these guys and the work that they do. It's remarkable. Well done, Voctave. Well done, Jamey. That's stunning, stunning stuff. I know it's taken me a while to get to this, and I've had people probably for years at this point asking me to react to this one, and I've been looking forward to it, and it did not disappoint one bit. And I hope you enjoyed that. Whether you have seen this many, many times over the last 10 years, or whether this is the first time you're seeing it and you're being introduced to Voctave, well, hopefully you watched the original first, but I hope I was able to bring something to you, whether it was like, oh, that's why that moment is so cool, or oh, I never noticed that before even. If I can do any of those things, I'll be a very happy man. I just want to share my love of the music that I enjoy. How can you not enjoy this? Beautiful music in the first place, beautifully arranged and performed by 9 incredible singers. What more could you ask for? Thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it, especially those of you who are still here at the end of the video. It means so much to me. So thank you very much indeed. Please do hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. And if you would care to support the channel, you can do so by heading to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts, where you can leave a one-off donation of any amount. I also I realized recently I might have slipped up. It is possible that I actually did not thank, and I may just be thanking people twice, but I would rather thank everybody twice than not thank them at all. I had coffees from, and I need to open the right Google Mail because I have a few. I had coffees from L, from someone, and from Yilomina. And I put their names into the Patreon. When I put my patrons up, I also put thank you for the coffees up, and I put their names into that. But I actually don't think I ever shouted them out. So thank you to the three of you. Someone, by the way, is what Buy Me a Coffee puts when someone keeps themselves anonymous. Thank you very much to the three of you for supporting the channel. I'm very grateful to you. You can also head over to patreon.com/DavidKReacts, where you can currently sign up for $2 or $4 Canadian or your regional equivalent. But that is about to change because next week, at some point next week, I will be announcing my updated Patreon. And the different tiers I'm going to be making available for that. So that will be a new thing, but thank you to all the patrons who are on screen right now, I would imagine, given that I've talked long enough. But they are wonderful people who are supporting, and you can head over and join a lovely little community I've got going there. And it gives you access to my Discord, and there'll be more coming. Or you can leave a super thanks here on YouTube, and any of those are very gratefully appreciated if you should choose to do them. That's about it for this video, though. Thank you very much for joining me. As I say, I hope you had a lovely time. I really appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day, morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, whatever time it is you're watching this. Let's go for Let's say someone starts watching us 2 minutes after. I don't know how long the video is going to be. That's the problem. I cut stuff out of the middle of these, especially given I had to step away a couple of times to find a piano. Let's go for 6:15 p.m. See if somebody started watching right after I released it. That'd probably be about right. Anyway, take care. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.